So it's been a while since I've done one of these. It's been quite a little while. And a lot has changed. I just listened to my very first recording that I did, talking about my beginnings in dentistry and how it's been. Lately, there's been a lot of changes. Um, First of all, I got a divorce and an annulment, and shortly after, we had moved back to my sister's house in Lexington, Kentucky, and there was a lot surrounding that. Also had some other issues that arose during that time. I For about the 4 years that I was over at my sister's, um, she helped me through quite a bit. The lab eventually got opened in Lexington, and I was doing work and everything was okay. It's just that COVID had hit, and it really struck a chord with everybody in dentistry and in the world as a whole. So it was quite different back then. After the 4 years of staying with my sister, I moved out and moved into my own apartment with my daughter. And like I said, it just got harder and harder, to a point where, bills were really hard to pay in the situation where I was at. And with no income coming in, I began to worry, and, things started getting behind and different things like that. However, God always opens up another door. We went through court and different things like that. And I was asked during that time if I would come back to Michigan, actually, to Detroit, Michigan, to work with the University of Detroit Mercy School of Dentistry. And it was so coincidental. I didn't even think it was real. But after speaking with some very influential doctors here, Dr. Sanders and Dr. Gurin, I made the decision to go ahead and request that my daughter and I be allowed to move back home, especially since I had a lot more family here. And After a little bit of a battle, we were able to relocate to Michigan. And it wasn't easy, and it still wasn't easy even while we were here. While the first year, I guess, that we were here, it wasn't that easy, with having to drive back and forth, and then some other things on top of that, which I'd rather not just get into right now. But I came here. My daughter is in school. She is a straight A student. She's doing phenomenal. She has gotten all types of awards and different things. And I started working at the University of Detroit Mercy School of Dentistry. And I've been teaching digital dentistry to the dental students. And with that, I think the very first thing that we did some CEREC training with them, and doing some all ceramic crowns that we would place. And then we transitioned into 3D printing because the machines they were a little older, and so they had leaks and outdated software, and only a couple of them were working and different things like that. So they ended up going, oh goodness, I guess that's it. And I go, wait a minute, aren't there some printers around here somewhere? You guys said you had printers. They said, yeah. So they took me over there and showed me where the printers were. I said, okay, well, let's just start printing everything from here on out. And they're like, what? And I was like, yeah, let's start printing. And so suffice it to say, I've had the pleasure of being with, like I told you, Dr. Sanders, Dr. Gurin, a whole slew of other faculty that have been just phenomenal. Dr. Sanchez has been very influential in getting a lot of things done around the digital part of the school, and she's been, she was really touching on the importance of doing surgical guides with the CBCT scans and designing them digitally, and then placing the implants that way. And so she was phenomenal in getting that really going, and bringing me in on that. But we also did a lot more. So I kind of took it to a different level, I guess, since I've been there. We go up, we teach the sim lab students. Usually that's first and second year students, and we'll teach them what digital dentistry is, as far as like how we scan and how the software works, and how different software works, and just lecturing more so than anything. We go down stairs into the clinic area, and that's usually where the third and fourth year students are. And endo and grab perio and oral surgery, and also the private practice doctors. So that area. So we go through, and we go through the third and fourth year students while they're on the floor with the doctors that are the faculty that are teaching. They are usually on the floor, and then we go from each cubicle. They sign up, and then they have sessions with us, basically at their chair, with their patients. And the third year gets to watch the fourth year do it, and occasionally the third year also gets to participate. But basically what we do is just go around and we teach them how to scan intraorally. And it's been a phenomenal experience to be able to sit with each one of them. So far, I've been here and have graduated 2 classes, and we are working with our next group of 600 students. So it's about 600 students in the program, and about 140, 150, something like that, that actually graduate each time. So we work with them quite extensively. And I should say I do, because I'm going from my point of view. And once we do that, I've also been upstairs, and I started going to we have a conference room of sorts, where everybody goes. It's like a special functions room. We go up there, and I've given some lectures and demos to the faculty members, and they're really phenomenal. They've learned a lot, and I've learned a lot from them. As we keep going and going and going, you learn a little bit from each one. So I've been doing that. Been looking for a house, have not found a house the entire time. So I'm staying with my aunt, who has been a phenomenal, a host, as we stayed here with her. And we, I've been able to introduce Cheyenne to a lot more of my family. There's a lot of family here. So I know I haven't really discussed this in any of my other audios, or I don't even think videos or anything, but my grandmother on my dad's side, my dad's mom, she is actually one of 16 children, I think 16. And so it's a pretty big family on that side. On my mom's dad's side, I think there's a few of them as well, so it's not a small amount. And then also my grandfather's side, on my dad's side, they are usually in Buffalo, so there's a few of them as well. And then my mom's dad mom's side, there's only a few of them. Well, there's more, but they're not in the area. They're like Washington, D.C. and different places like that because their family split apart when they migrated north. But in all of this, being able to introduce Cheyenne to a lot of people that are her family, we've gotten to experience quite a bit. Um, it's been fun, I had my aunt from New York. She came in. She took us on a little trip and talked to us, and we go to her family's house here, and I met some very nice people here through her as well. Even through her flight here, she was in touch with a dentist and had no idea. And then as we all get talking, we find out she's a dentist, and so I got to experience that and go and talk to her, and she's actually from Highland Park, where we're from. So it's really interesting to get to know a lot of people here in Detroit and to experience a little bit extra. Um, I have some other things that are in the work, even though I haven't found a house yet. And it's been a long time since I've had the business open. Basically, the business is open. The mailing address for the business had been at the Renaissance Center. However, looking into something new, it's probably coming around the bend sooner, probably than even get my house. But I'm just telling you that I just want to kind of do this little recording to explain just where exactly I am at right now and what's going on. Cheyenne's doing good. I'm doing good. We're both doing very well. I've had some friends here that they pretty much keep me company for a lot of the time, other than Cheyenne, because when we are out, we run to I run her to school. I go to work at the university. I come get her during lunch, and then we go back to the school, and I finish up whatever we have to do at the university, and then we come home. So that's pretty much our daily routine. And then after that, we have our weekends, of course. So if we're not spending them down here in the city, we usually go into the suburbs, or we'll go up north towards the country where my family is from. So we get to experience a little bit more about Michigan and kind of get our feet wet in that sense. We've been to the beach, of course, because we're surrounded by the Great Lakes, and so many lakes. So we get to go and do those kind of things. We took a helicopter ride, and my family went with us, so we went and got to experience Detroit from up above. That was even fun. We got to do a boat ride on one of the it's not a little boat, one of the bigger boats that are out there that take people around. So that was kind of neat. Got to show her what Babalo Island was from the boat, and I got to show her, what Canada looks like. She usually can go across from where my mailing office is in the Renaissance building, and we can go out there and just sit and look at Canada across the water, or we go to Belle Isle a lot, and then we can see Canada from there. So we get to look at a lot of things while we're here. A lot of time we're at the house, because we're just making ends meet and kind of doing things the way we need to do them. But it's been an experience, and I'm sure that along the way we'll find even more enjoyment out of being here. Like I said, it's great having family around because they know me since I was little, so it's good to be able to come back home and then experience that, even though I miss my sister like 100 times more than I thought I would. But I get to talk to her on the phone and get to communicate with her that way. But everything else is good. Cheyenne's going into 8th grade. I have a teenager on my hands. Um, and for all of you that know, like her, she's just all about Cheyenne. She loves to draw and do different things. So that part of, come back home is good because she does do those kind of things and she's enjoying them. We're still looking at, like I said, looking at a home here, um, somewhere close. I'm, beginning to think I may end up going outside of the city and probably going more towards one of the suburban areas. Just because I've bid on a few houses since I've been here and I've been outbid like a lot. So I think the next real push is trying to go, to the suburbs. Not too far because I really do want to continue to work and do things with the school, and not just outside of the area. But because I really actually do enjoy like working with my students um, and seeing how much they get from what I'm actually showing them that I do. So I think that's going to be one of the bigger goals is to keep that up, if possible. I'm not going to promise anything, but if possible. And then opening up the lab again, because I know a lot of them keep going, Miss Griffin, you got a lab. And I'm thinking, yeah, I got a lab. I tell them that it's on hold because things are, just up in the air for right now. But that I try to refer to the labs that we normally use in the office as much as possible, because I know that's part of it, and that's part of learning how to work with labs and different things like that. And that's that experience that they should get. Because I always tell them, I said, I love all of y'all. Don't get me wrong. However, I cannot possibly work with all of you guys when I get out. So I do encourage them to look at other options, other labs as options, as well as doing some things on their own if it's possible. I'm not saying that everything's possible, because I know that sometimes that's a lot of work. They already work so much, and so they're so dedicated to what they're doing. So I try to instill in them that you guys can do it. However, if it feels like it's too much, always know that there are labs that are around that can do this stuff for you. And basically you use this learning lesson and tool that I'm giving you as a means to do whatever it is that you want, whether or not it's applying the knowledge and doing it, or applying the knowledge that I give you in order to utilize other labs to help you do the work that you do, so that you're more efficient and it's more practical for your livelihood, so you're not giving up too much of your time to do the things that that it requires to do lab work. Lab work isn't like just 1, 2, 3, I'm done, I hit print. No, you have to design, you have to do other things with it. So that's what I'm trying to do there. But anyway, I just want to do this little update, and it's quick and it's easy and it's simple. And I'll try to upload it wherever I can so that you guys can just hear a little bit about what's going on. Anyway, I hope that everybody's doing well, and like I said, I've met some amazing people at the University of Detroit Mercy School of Dentistry and around town, and people that fly in that used to be here, and even family that I hadn't seen in a long time, or some of them that I hadn't ever seen, but I've heard about them, and now my family's like trying to get me to know who everybody is. Since they're 16 on that side, they're really trying to get me to know, even though the ones that I grew up with were mainly in Detroit, and well, they're in the suburbs too now. So but that's pretty much it. I hope everybody else is doing good, and just keep going. I'll talk to you later. Bye.